Awesome. Hey, hello, Joy. Sorry, you had to make me go out of my acting mode. Anyway, good to see you. Um, my name is Harry Madusha, and I'm really glad to have us here. It's actually a privilege to be here. You people usually call me the BA priest, and I do everything business analysis. I'm actually known for business analysis, but I do a lot more than business analysis and do AI governance, project management, data analytics, and do an enterprise architecture too. However, the reason why I scheduled this was just to talk about the business analysis training that NineTech conducts. And this business analysis training is, there's a lot in it, but I wanted everybody to have a feel of the deliverables, what we do in that training. And I don't want to be the one talking about it. I want the alumni to be the one talking. And I have a couple of my alumni here. However, just three people will be speaking. If I have all of them talk, then maybe we might not, this might be a whole day program, So, but we have some people that are going to be speaking today. And before that, there's this quote that I always like to point to, and that is just the power of pictures, power of pictures, the power of models. If you are here because of business analysis, then modeling is a very important part of business analysis. And what does it just mean? It means that a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. If you can find a way to summarize what you want to say in a picture, it carries a whole lot of weight and it has more impact than just text. So that's why I wanted to highlight that. And also next weekend, we're going to be having a webinar where I'll be talking about agile modeling. Now, agile, we know agile, most people know agile, then modeling. Usually modeling, you hear modeling when it comes to waterfall. But now I'm going to be showing what are the modeling techniques that can be applied in the agile methodology or framework that helps you to connect with your stakeholders and also helps you to simplify is it user queries, requirements, whatever concepts, because the whole thing about modeling is simplification, and that can dive into interview questions and all that, but we're not going to do that today. So if you want to register for this, you can just point your phone towards um, the QR code, or you go to this URL here, the bit.ly URL, the bit.ly here, and you'll be able to register for this. Fortunately, unfortunately, I used Zoom to do this before now, so I'll figure out what to do now that Zoom seems to be messing up. So please attend and let's learn how to craft story maps, user stories from use case models. Also, we have a webinar that is going to be coming up very soon. I will talk about that later. It's coming up at the last Saturday of this month, 28th of September. And we do a lot of things, but you can register using this URL here, NineTech Practicum, or you can point your phone towards this QR code. And for everybody that registers before the start date, you get a 25% discount. That's for people that register before the start date. After the start date, the opportunity is gone. But I'll talk about this later. But for today, we have three presentations. One of the presentations is going to be from each of them will be from our alumni. One is going to be from Okme, where Okme will be talking about the e-commerce system that he has worked on. The other one will be from Jane. Jane will be talking about the procure-to-pay processes. Now, some of you that are in finance, I'm sure you'll be familiar with procure-to-pay. We'll be talking about that process and the things that she learned and presentation that she was able to create out of that work she did. And last but not least, or least but not last, anyway, you understand what I'm talking about. We're going to be having Dipo. Dipo is going to be talking about the impact of the training on his professional work. He's actually working as a senior BA, but I think he's more focused on some system business analysis. So he's going to be talking about that. So I don't bore you with my talk. I'm going to hand it over to Okpe. So Okpe can take it from here. And if you have questions, just hold on. When it's done, we'll take those questions. So over to you, Okpe.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Hope our weekend is going on well. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I
Okay,
can.
okay. Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, I'm fortunately to be part of the fresh, products that came out of NineTech Academy, and I'm just here, to share my experience, with whoever that is interested or thinking or um, considering a BA as a career, and looking for how to equip him or herself in this area. So a few months back, I was in this space too, where I was thinking, okay, so prior to my coming to Canada, I was an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years. So I would say I was not in corporate world, even though I have clients in corporate worlds that I service. It was kind of, there was a need. Okay, so what do I do when I get to Canada? This started back in Nigeria, and I look at my strengths, I look at my transferable skills. Being a business, studies, I did business administration in my first degree. I have done sales, in my former employment. I've also done logistics and procurement, at some point. So I just look at it. So being in business for over a decade, that's what I felt I derived more of my strength from that angle. So I sat down and analyzed. I didn't know actually that business analysis has actually started from that point. So I just analyze my strengths and then look at, okay, so what transferable skill do I have to transfer, that can give me best value and I can give best value too. So comparing couple of them, I business analysis topped the charts. And so when I came to Canada, my wife, just told me about, Mr. Harry. And okay, so this person, in fact, I was so reluctant to call. So at some point, I just had to call because I just felt I didn't have what it takes to even engage in conversation with him. But eventually I discussed with him, and we had that discussion. Then he shared the banner with me, said I was going to send that there was a training coming up that was going to share a banner with me, and he shared it with me. So when I saw the deliverables, it was just like, okay, so this is exactly what I need at this point. And I discussed with my wife, okay, this looks so good. This is the outcome of the meeting with him and all of that. And I put in. So anything and everything, I may be sounding like I'm pitching for him. Anything and everything I'm going to be saying is my personal experience with him. And just like every other person that went through that training, I paid, and I paid full. So whatever that looks like, okay, so because eventually it gave me value, and I feel some people that need to make up their mind can also benefit from it. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of things, plus the project, our final project. So talking about I just mentioned about my experience now, and I just also mentioned why I chose, to train with him. So the some of my skills were not, really strong in this area of business analysis, and I felt without, getting that, I did business analysis training for CBAP exam, just for the exam. And I thought I knew, couple of, what it takes to be a BA. But when I joined this class, I started like a learner all over again. And I'm grateful that, I'm able to come out, with, very, confusing results. And so one of the things Mr. Harry did when we are joining is to make sure that we had a goal, and we also had what we wanted to take out of the training. And for about 3, 4, 5 classes that we did, the very first five, about 5 or 6 of them, we were reading it out. We're saying it, including the figure we expect, including our expectations, including what's going to give us fulfillment at the end of. So I was forced to come up with what I needed to take out of this training, and I gave it all my best. And at the end of the day, it paid off, for me. So some of them, actually almost all of them, were taken care of. So one of the things I'm doing right now, prior to that time, I could speak, I could hold the meeting, but I just knew that to be a BA, you have to be able to communicate. You have to also be able to present. So it was one of them, and I knew there was no way out. So, but gratefully, is one of the things I've taken out of the training. So, aside from the hard skill, or we also talked about the soft skill. That also we're able to do series of presentations, class works, assignments, projects, case studies. So all those things, and they were all real life scenario. At some point, we had to, elicit information and our requirements from real life stakeholders. We did almost everything, because it said, from the set go, that it was preparing us for the real life scenario. So I want to speak, or just show some of the things that we did in the class. And I have my own last project was on e-commerce. We developed a new commerce solution, e-commerce solution. And I have the slide. Mr. Harry, do I have your permission to
Yes,
let
I've enabled you to share.
Okay. So before I go, I also want to recognize, I could see, some of my some of the my guys. Let me use that word. They are people that I'm able to, meet, in the course of this training, and opportunity to also, network with them based on my connection with this training as well. So I'm just trying to also say that even though you learn what you need to learn, to get what you need to do done, you also need people. You also need voices. You also need network, because it's all about network at the end of the day. So I met a lot of people that wouldn't have met in the first place. I don't want to start calling them, because I also want to manage my time. Again is this training also has also impacted me in a lot of ways. I'm currently, the director of event planning for IIBA Nova Scotia. How I'm able to, achieve that, I could not in any way detach it from the fact that I came for this training and I was part of this training. So some of those things that he did for us was to, push out opportunities, and push out information, if to the point of enhancing our CVs, um, job interviews, preparation, and a whole lot. So, but I want to speak to this. Then I also, speak to few things after this slide. If I still have time, I also want to save that time. Then I can give the floor to the next speaker. So um, I have this slides, and this was our last project, for the cohorts, and is to develop e-commerce, and we this is the output. So going to the introduction. So introduction is to, I mean, we are to, expand market for a cultural company that is into production of clothing, but has been operating without online presence and within its local community. So we came up with this initiative, and this is the introduction of it. And we just developed a friendly. So for information, this actually a live project. We had a website where we tested everything that was done on this project. The ones that failed, as I progress in this slide, I'll be able to, probably show or speak to some of those things. So we engage our stakeholders, we analyze our stakeholders. So let me go to the deliverables. So deliverables from this project is listed below. So we have a business analysis approach. We have stakeholder analysis, RISI. This is I'll speak more about them when in my slide proper. So high level requirements, use case model, use case documentation, user story map, product backlog, user story with acceptance criteria, user acceptance test, and the test summary. So we had all of these. So how why I take time to speak about this is also because having gone through this training and having explored opportunities in business analysis employment, I've seen a lot of them. So in fact, most about 90, of course, no requirements, for you to be a BA or of their own requirements that will not comprise at least five of what I have here. And again, we this is not limited to what we learned, but just for the slide, that is why we just have to pull out the one that we feel okay, so it can be projected, and within a little time of space of time that we have to do. So high level business requirements, this is speaking to, so I am speaking like I know I have my guys on the call, and I also know that we have some established BA. So but I'm also speaking because this is actually targeted, for the people, new intake or new individuals that are considering or thinking about becoming a BA or and looking for the training to equip themselves. All of these were strange to me. I didn't even know what they were. I didn't know. I didn't even have an idea. And at some point in imposter syndrome was in that, okay, so how am I able to equip myself? How am I able to even go about the skill? So I also remember to say that we also learn about skills. Yeah, and I also learned about tools and techniques too. So maybe in the course of projecting this my presentation, I'll be able to also make you mention of some of them. So this is a high level business requirement. It is basically relating to the business objective, the high level business objective and or goals that our solution is supposed to address or meet. And so these are the high level business requirements for the project of developing the e-commerce. So the enable, I will just glance through them. I am sure we might be able to just glance through faster than I can, but I won't want to take too much time. So, but this is all that we have. That the system we are building must enable online shopping portal, must enable customers to directly buy clothes. We must be able to manage the product. You want to list the products. You want to the pictures. The description, the quality of the images, the description, the other characteristics of the product we're doing. That system must be able to achieve that by managing the portal. So this is also customer management. This is also have to do with making customer to be able to log in, to be able to register, to be able to how to wish list, how to also be able to make payments, and when they have issue, the system must be able to support them through the support of the back ends or the automated support system that is built into the system. So this is shopping cart and checkout. The buyer or customer, your registered customer must be able to shop successfully and make payments or check out successfully, and the other maintenance, other management and fulfillment. So after the purchase has been made, we're able to manage how the orders were filled, and this is the major.
Development.
Hello.
Yeah, can you put it in slideshow?
Okay, is it okay, is
Yeah, you
it
can just move your mouse underneath. You see the slideshow, or click on slideshow. Yes. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, not that one. The next one. The next one. Yes.
okay?
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so hope I'm doing good with or I'm doing well with time. I don't want us to I don't mean to hold us to we also we taught about the approach, the business approach. This is called business approach that we have here is called hybrid. We actually have the three major types. We have different methodologies, but we have waterfall, we have agile, then we have hybrid. So waterfall is just when you have all your requirements, when you have all your planning, from the get-go, and you engage all your stakeholders, you you get everything you need, to complete or the project. Then from there on, you build and you start implementing, and you implement the final stage of the project. While agile is, you get to relate with your stakeholders over time, and you get to also deliver your solutions iteratively. By that I mean you're able to deliver results or solutions that is useful, that is part of the overall project, solutions, but you're able to deliver them in batches or in small iterations, such that while you are working on the overall, you can deliver something. So I'm going to speak to this part, in a moment. So we have stakeholder analysis. So this is also a major part of the BA's work, where you identify your stakeholders, you assess them, then you prioritize them based on their strengths and based on their power and their influence. So you don't want to just categorize every, so it could be individuals, it could be it could be groups of individuals. So you just want to make sure that you know what they. So for this project we have so all of these are not just what I just came up with. It is elicited from, from our stakeholders. So we have different stakeholders in this case, and we have their powers. So the powers from analyzing them, from identifying them and assessing them, we know where they fall to. So simply means, you know, it simply means that who is responsible for what. A means who is accountable for what. C means who do we consult, and then I means who do we inform. So when you made it or you make it to the training, I'm sure Mr. Harry will do so much justice to it. There's also other one that we also do. That's a stakeholder grid. For the reason we decide to leave it because of the number of space we need to engage. That also is a model you use. Is a technique you use to analyze your stakeholders. So this is a use case model. This is just typically a pictorial or a presentation of the key, functionalities that shows how a user interacts with system or with to get a specific action or results done. So this is for this project. So these are our major functionality that the system must be able to do. So as a guest, the system must be able to entertain or a guest by allowing the guest to be able to create an account. Must the guest must also be able to browse products. The guest must be able to search products. The guest must also be able to add to cart. So it is until when he wants to check out, the details will be needed. So he needed to become a registered customer at that point. So that the details and all the credentials can be verified before he is able to check out. So we have registered customers too. So registered customer can do everything that the guest can do, including checkouts. So if you see now the arrows pointing to all our functionalities, for the registered customer, he successfully check out. All these we have inclusive and we have extended, also functionality too. So the included simply means that there are things that you have to fulfill to get to the next level of your whatever you want to achieve at any point in time of that functionality with that functionality. So but
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted
okay.
to add that you should maybe round up quickly so that, but we still have
Okay.
two more presenters.
Okay. So I just want to take a little time just to explain this. Then I can move faster. So this is a use case documentation. So this use case documentation is also a major key. So, but it's simply just documenting, all our functionalities that I just spoke to, and having it in document, form. So we have user stories. So user story too is also a description, a brief and description of how users also relate with the use cases, and the acceptance criteria is basically speaking to the acceptor the what is the level of acceptance of our solution to the need, to the business need. So we match whatever we have as a solution with what we have as a need to determine if it meets the criteria or not. So this is a user story map, and this is just like the name implies. It's just like a roadmap, just like a journey, of a user, from when he hits the website till he's able to also check out. And this priority, we have priorities, and these priorities are what are the most important, to the clients now, so to the business. So we prioritize them. We have other priorities, but these are just the one we decided to showcase. So we also have backlogs. So backlog is just a list of prioritized of all our products and how they are prioritized. So these are also all the our use cases, our functionalities that the system must fulfill. And here we have the priority. So we by having this, the first two, three, creating account, login, browse, these are the first priority. Second priority, 4 years, first year. Then we have the sprint. Sprint is just like, also like I mentioned in the other our approach. It's just like a also an iteration that's more the solution that was developed, in piece, but usable. So we decided to do this in the first sprint, then this second sprint. So the test reports. So this actually also generated with tools and this is also done by me. So it's not this result is as a is a we punch some figures, we punch some details, then this came up. And this is also part of the things that is always required of a BA. So test recommendation, just like I said, that we had a real life, a working website that we tested all our use cases. So it was intentionally developed. So most of the results, these are the scores. So most of them failed because I guess it was intentionally designed that way, just to test our efficiencies and our competencies in that area. So
Okay.
most of
Okay.
them, yeah.
How many more slides do you have?
Just this one. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that because the other presenter, I think they have some
Okay.
other things they want to do.
Okay,
So
okay. So based on that, eventually we decided not to go live, and we recommended that the solution should not go live, until it is revisited by the development team, then also be tested and see again if it's ready for a rollout. So I just thought to just share this, just to at least encourage that. Okay, so coming from where you have no idea, and seriously, when we're defending this project, we have senior BAs, that also came around, and they assess, the work, and their response was really an encouragement to us all. So thank you, because of other people that need, to also uh, get the floor. Thank you, Mr. Harry. I don't know if there's any area or any question or any
yeah, what we do
contribution.
is that we'll take the questions at the end, and the reason
Okay.
is so that I can get everybody to present, then
Okay. So can
we
I
can
stop
move on.
sharing?
Yes, please do share, stop
Okay.
sharing. So
Thank you.
the thank you, Okpe, for that. It was really comprehensive, and that's the way class is. It's usually interesting to try and talk about what you've done. So the next alumni will be having will be Jane, and then we'll be talking about the process improvement that she did for the procure-to-pay process. Now, I don't want to say any other thing. I would allow her do a talk. So Jane, over to you. You can share your screen. And I quickly want to just add that these are all professionals in their own right. And but just for sake of time, I want it over to Jane to take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Have you given me the permission to share?
Yes, you should be able to do that. You can try.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Okbe.
You're welcome.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I would like to acknowledge my name is Jane Christopher Akpan. I am one of the students that just finished this cohort, April cohort. I would like to acknowledge that this is a project that was done by a group of participants who participated, and everyone actually worked very actively and well focused in getting the work done. But I'm presenting it today, and it is on about a procure to pay process. So basically, without much ado, I'm going to go straight into the outline, what I would like you to see today. In this process, we have steps like the problem identification. As a BA, one of the things that you are required to do is to sorry, as one of the things that you are required to do is to have the ability to identify problems and identify what the objectives would be, elicit with stakeholders, understand the current and the future state. Doing that, there's often a gap that has to be filled, and then that's one of the things we did, and also we gave recommendations for the improved process. So really what happened, this manufacturing company came to us as BA experts, digital flow. So they wanted us to help them to resolve a huge problem. What is their problem? They were having high volume of errors and delays in their procure-to-pay process. And this was as a result of the fact that, and this was actually affecting their mixed deadline. Sorry, it was affecting their deadlines. It was making them have duplicate payments when they have to pay the suppliers, and then they were even having incorrect orders. So this obviously was affecting their reputation. So they wanted to improve their process, and that's why they came to us. So, what is the objective we seek to achieve in this? We actually wanted to help them increase their efficiency by improving their process. And by doing that, that was also going to increase profitability. So, what did we do when they gave this to us as BAs? Some of the things that we did include eliciting information from stakeholders. The major stakeholders there were, we've got the buyer department, the operations manager, the procurement manager, the finance officer. Part of the things we do, we looked at the current state analysis, as you can see on the screen. We did some process the process of improvement is identification of the gaps and some techniques I'm going to show you in the next slide. And then we even went further to even advise them on how they can evaluate and monitor progress after we suggested after we presented the process that should be improved and how it should be improved. So some of the techniques that we used includes we did stakeholder analysis, like you heard Akbe talk about RISI. We did process mapping. We actually want to identify what the root cause analyses are. We looked at we elicited requirements from stakeholders, and we looked at gap analysis, SWOT. We did some benchmarking, and then we did use case modeling. So this is the process that they have in the company. When a particular department wants to get some items, they raise requisition. If they have it within the department, they provide it to, if they have it within the company, they provide it to the department. If not, they raise purchase order for, the suppliers. So the process, we have this raise requisition, raise quotation, we get payment from supplier down to even when we process supplier invoice and credit notes. Yeah, this is the process. So for the raise requisition process, usually when a department is in need of certain items that would improve the work they do, they raise requisitions and send it to the to the buying department. The buying department looks at it and then forwards it to the buying department manager, who would actually see if they have that, who would actually see if it's within the budget, if it's something that should be approved. If it's something that is within the budget and is within the period, within the calendar year, as they have usually would put their budget in, then they can send it. It's still to the store officer within the budget and something they have. If it's available in the store, they can just send it to the department that needs it. But if it's not available, then they can raise a purchase order requesting the supplier to provide it. So what is the problem they were having? What are the gaps that we identified? We saw that in certain cases, there were inadequate requirements on the requisition forms that they fill. And we also saw that there was inconsistent evaluation criteria in choosing which there was inconsistent evaluation criteria. It wasn't really like a standardized form. So what did we do? What was the suggestion we preferred? We said, okay, we want the forms to be standardized. And what would that lead us to? It would enable us to have a more coordinated process. The lead time will be factored in and it will reduce lag times. So what was the key performance measures that we looked at? We saw that the percentage of overdue requisition, we checked the percentage of overdue requisition versus the approved requisition. We wanted to make sure that there is reduced lag time to the approval of such requisition, and that's when requisition comes. Basically, it has to do with um getting the accurate thing, like that we have within the budget, not going out of budget, following the proper standard, so that we save time and accuracy in terms of the requisition one. So the next thing that we looked at was the process. Okay, let's say we have, requested the requisition, a purchase order has been sent out. Let's say that and we got that, we want to get the items from the supplier, and the supplier raises an invoice, and then the supplier sends down the invoice to the finance officer, who will look at the details of the the invoice. So when they look at the details of the invoice, what if it is within, the payment details are verified and the payment order is raised, and then they can now send it to the CFO. So when the CFO looks at it, the CFO is the chief financial officer, who looks at this and says it's within budget. So if it is within budget, the CFO will forward it to the treasury, who would authorize the payment. However, if it's not within the budget, if there are some items that are outliers, or there are items that cannot be approved within, then the CFO will send it back to the financial officer, who would liaise with the supplier and make some adjustments. So when it comes back and there's this approval, goes down to the treasury authorizes it and then sends it to the bank. So the bank validates the payment and then and then makes the payment to the supplier. So what were the processes that the gaps that we found in this payment process? We found that there are some payment errors, late payments, and we found out that there are compliance issues as well, in terms of looking at regulations like tax regulations. So, what did we suggest? We suggested that there should be separate responsibilities for invoice validation. So, like you can see, it moves from the CFO to the treasury and then to the bank. So, by the time you differentiate this approval time and approval processes, it helps to check, more or less like an auditing process. So, in terms of regulation, we advise for irregular updates in case there are policy changes. And then, what are the key performance measures? What we looked at, we wanted to ensure that the number of accurate payments versus the errors is very, very, like we have ratio 95 to 5%. 95% to ensure that there is improved there's accurate payments to possible 5% errors, and within budget. So what we actually put up a process whereby, if possible, there should be 100% budgeted items, but that's not never possible. It's, well, but we just wanted to put a high level of accuracy such that we have just 1% miscellaneous. Okay, and for others as well, we'll also look at the supplier's invoice and credit notes process. For the supplier's invoice, we identify things like improper vetting of invoices and credit notes, improper recording, where we identified errors of omissions and commission. What did we advise for the controls to be put in place? So we suggested that there should be detailed inspection protocols to verify goods. And then, in terms of uh, performance measures, we put in place, we suggested that they should have a number of accurate payments that at least 95%. And then the defective goods, it's important that you return it in a timely manner, as is often said that justice delayed could be justice denied. So time is very, very efficient and very, very important in this instance. And then we look at suppliers. We want to make sure that standard suppliers, people who know their what's, who know what the business is all about, are the people that we're dealing with, because that affects our reputations as well. So when we looked at the gaps, what we found was inaccurate and incomplete suppliers data, inconsistent evaluation criteria, and what some of their suggestions include standardizing the performance evaluation criteria for the suppliers. And this did increase the accuracy and our choice for suppliers, and our choice, like when we request, when we have the goods we want to request for, we know exactly which of the suppliers we have to ask. And measuring this, we tend to ensure that the supplier's performance rating should be like minimum of 80%. And then the quality corrective action response should be within still 2 days, that's 48 hours. Yeah, this is what I have for us today, and I want to say thank you. If there are questions, I will be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Jane. That was I know we had to, I, I had to do to cut down a lot of things that you could present. And same for Okpe. There are a lot of other things to talk about, but for the sake of this meeting, I just wanted it to like was to bring it down. So, um, yeah, I think I'm missing a slide. Anyway, I think let's go to the next person, and the next person is Dipo. Dipo has he's actually, I think he's working as a senior business systems engineer, if I'm not mistaken, or analyst. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to say too much. So I'll hand it over to Dipo to just talk about the impact of the training on his professional work life. Over to you,
All
Dipo.
right. Yeah, thank you very much, Ari. Am I audible enough? Can everybody hear me?
Very well.
Yes. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ari, for giving me this opportunity to speak with my people on the impact of business analysis and the professional environment. My name is Oladipo Ojo, and I'm a senior business system analyst. Well, I don't care about designation because it's just about business analyst, senior, junior, anything, intermediate. I don't really care about that. The most important thing is being able to get the job done. So for me to speak with you about the impact of business analysis, I must first of all tell you about my story. I mean, where I'm coming from, so that you can have an in-depth understanding of why I joined Ari's business analysis camp, and how it has affected me professionally and where I am today. So I will be very honest with you. I'm someone that don't like business analysis. I don't, and the reason is because I'm a very technical person. So I don't like anything that is not technical. Talking about this, talking about. I really don't like. I really don't like it. Now, fast forward to when I got my consulting job. Right, I got a job as a consultant, a functional consultant slash senior business analyst. So I was like, what kind of job is this? I saw that post, I applied, right? And I was shortlisted. Mind you, I don't know anything about business analysis, and it's a contract job. So at a contract job, they are expecting you to hit the ground running, right? Nobody has time to train you for like 3 months. Nobody has time to, you are not shadowing anybody. You are a contractor, right? You either deliver or go home. So it was a functional consultant and senior business analyst, and I applied. And I will tell you a very funny thing. When I was being interviewed, I every technical aspect of the interview, I scaled it. So it was even the interviewer that was asking me question about business analysis, and that was even answering it. And he was the one asking the question. I was the one answering it. Like it was like, so after the technical, it was like, so how do you get You know, it will be like, can you tell me how you get requirements from, stakeholders? Like, how do you elicit? And I answered, yeah. So I get requirements by eliciting requirements from the stakeholder. I was talking nonsense, guys. I was talking nonsense. Because I don't know business analysis. Okay. But I just don't know. They gave me the job. Okay. So fast forward, the guy said something that was very important. He said, I have over 40 developers. I have over 40 developers, but my developers don't understand business terms. They don't, they are programmatic developers, they are coders, they code. So when a business, and most of these guys are from Indians, right? So when a business speaks, right, they find it very difficult to understand. So I need someone that understands the developer language and also understands the business language. And that's why I'm bringing you in. And most of bulk of your job is, you see, he said, I don't need you to develop anything. I know you're very good. I know you can develop. I know you want to develop. I know you want to do this, but that's what I need. I need you to, be able to write the requirement from the business and, write it in such a way that the developer will understand what the business wants. Don't forget again, guys, I don't know anything about business analysis. I've not even heard of business analysis before. I don't know. Now, let me tell you one very funny thing. I have a master's in information technology, but I cannot do a PowerPoint presentation. You can imagine. I'm very honest, right? I'm not the kind of person that will tell you, that will come and tell you that. And that's why I like Harry. Harry will not go and hire some people to say, when after 2 days of Harry, and this is what. No, he knows me that I will hit the nail. Like, I don't know how to do PowerPoint presentation, right? I don't know all those presentations, the fantastic slides that, the people that presented before me did. I don't know how to do that prior to coming to Harry. Yeah. So, but I was just very confident that, you know what, I shall keep this job. And it's a contract job. It's a contract that started June 12, 2023. That was June 12 last year. So, fast forward, it was a 6-month contract. And we were doing it. After the 6-month contract ended, they gave me a review, right? And the director now reviewed that, you know what, Ojo, technically you're very good, but that's not what I need you for. But in the business analysis aspect that I really need you for, you are lacking. You don't know business analysis. And I said, yes, I don't know it. But I want you to extend this contract, right? But I can tell you, when I come back, by the time I come back, right, just give me 1 month. He now said, okay, yeah, well, you're a good employee. Even though as a contractor, you show up at work, you do this, and the people you're working the people you're working with, they like you, but I just need you to go brush up your business analysis skills within 1 month. And I got back home, I was like, I'm going to leave this job. So I now reached out to Yewande. I reached out to Yewande. She's on this call, right? She just said, bro, I know who I'm going to give to you. It is Ari. Ari will open your head and put that business analysis inside it. So how much is it? When is the next course starting? Because I need this thing. It's very tied to how much is it? He said, this is the outline and the next course is starting also. Contact Ari. Immediately I went to LinkedIn. I just fired Ari. Hello, Ari. My name is Dipo. Blah, blah. When is your next course starting? I need to join as soon as possible. And we started. We joined Ari. And I was like, the way Larry was explaining it, this thing is not really, really difficult, right? I learned PowerPoint presentation. Harry introduced, this PowerPoint school. I learned these swim lane diagrams. I learned different modeling, business analysis terms, this and that, how to elicit requirements, how to facilitate that session, speak with stakeholders. And yeah, after 3 months, I now went back. So whenever we have meetings, and I know that, okay, so when we have meetings, after the meeting, I need to, create meeting notes. I need to, I need to do all this. I've not been doing this thing. You guys are in trouble in this company because I created everything. After like 2 weeks, my director came back and like, you Ojo, you have really improved. That's what I told you. You have really improved. I said, I told you. I was now creating meeting notes. The way I will now write my requirements when I'm speaking with stakeholder, the way I now ask them questions. Do you want to do this? Do you think we will do this? The way I now do UAT, I do QA. In fact, I'm now doing more than what they asked me. After the 3 months, the first 6 month contract ended. They now gave me 3 months that we are not going to give you another 6 months. We are going to give you 3 months because you are not delivering. After the 3 months ended, they just gave me 1 year immediately. After that, you've really improved. That they just gave me 1 year immediately. I'm still on the job. Now I understand, so I now realize that business analysis, it's not just for non-technical people. It's even for technical people, right? Because you will understand the business, the stakeholders better, right? Unlike when you are just being technical and just hiding under, I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to, I know my line manager, sometimes he might be off for like 2 weeks. I'll be the one to lead the stand-up session, right? I'll be the one to lead the stand-up session using the business analysis skills. And even right now, Adi said the difference between business analysis and a product owner, a business analyst and a product owner is that the product owner is a business analyst with authority. Adi, you can remember that statement, right? He's a business analyst with authority, right? As I'm speaking with you guys, I'm applying for a product owner position. I don't have any product owner certifications. But I realize that certification is one thing. Being able to do the job is another thing. Being able to do the job is another thing. So Ari's 3 months back-to-back training was really, really impactful in my professional career. Was really, really impactful. In fact, there are some other interviews that I just did them for fun. I'm not looking for job at the moment. I just did them for fun, and they were like that. So I was now seeing why I failed previous interviews, right? Even though those interviews are technical, but speaking, telling them that now I understand business language, so I can even, interpret what the business wants and create a functional requirement, right? So in order to solution this problem. So that being a business analyst now has now equipped me to be able to, even answer interview questions better, even functional interview questions, letting them know that you're not just getting me as a technical person, but you're also, getting someone that understands stakeholder, someone that can elicit requirement from a stakeholder. And I can tell you that I've done 2 interviews for real, just for fun, right? And I was given the offer, but I can't do 3 jobs. I can't do 3 jobs right now. So the jobs that I have with me right now, I'm okay with it. I'm very confident, no imposter syndrome, no more, I don't know, before when somebody speak about flowchart, swim lane diagram, Lucy chart, or all those tools, I'll be like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? What's all these things? How do I? But now, I can draw swim lane diagram, process, cyborg, all from my waking. If you wake me from the dream, I can do it. And it all happened within 3 months, right? There's so many, there are so many camps out there that they will promise you, but there's nothing. It's different for someone to be, it's a different thing for somebody to be intelligent, brilliant. It's another thing for that person to be able to impact that knowledge, transfer that knowledge into someone, right? So my attending Aries camp during my cohort, I know I was somebody that doesn't know business analysis. I happened to be maybe the team leader of my team at that time, and we were able to solve that project. And people are, it has really helped me a lot. I can't even, if I have to be here all day, I can't imagine, I'll just keep speaking. It has really helped me a lot. I felt the impact. It has helped me secure my job, right? I would have been laid off as a contractor. I would have been laid off maybe after the first 6 month contract. right? So, but now I'm still at the job, and yeah, it's God's grace though, but they got another business analyst after me. The lady did 3 months, they fired her. They did 3 months and they fired her. Yeah, they did 3 months and they fired her. And so they told her that she doesn't know how to elicit. I was like, but me too, I don't know how to elicit. Oh. And they didn't fire me. Okay, there's one grace, but I should not waste this grace. Oh. Mind you, guys, you can waste the grace of God. And don't let me waste this grace. So let me go to area and go and, go and equip myself very well. So that's all I have to say, guys. You're on the right path. 12 weeks business analysis and data analytics training. You're on the right path, and you will come back and give the testimony. I can say this over and over again. Everything I've spoken here right here, they are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is how knowing business analysis has really affected and impacted my career positively, and I'm really, 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 really proud. That during our course, we were even begging Ari, can you extend it to us, because we're enjoying this. You're enjoying this training. It became like sort of free training at the time. Now let's just teach us mock-up, screen mock-up, teach us how to do screen mock-ups, any other thing that we need to know everything. But you always keep saying that what I'm going to teach you is what will enable you perform this job. There's a difference between textbook knowledge and hands-on knowledge. So when I'm speaking, when I'm doing interview these days, I don't tell them, I have 5 years experience. I always put it, I have 5 years hands-on experience, so that they let them know that this is not textbook experience. So I only have 3 months. So, but when I tell them I have 5 months experience, 5 years experience, they can't even doubt it, because when you throw the questions at me, right, I will answer them, because I've watched numerous Ari's interview videos, right, and everything that he taught us in class, it's more than enough for you to pass any business analysis interview, right? So that is it for me, guys. Thank you very much for having me. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dipo. I can personally listen to you for 1 hour, 2 hours. Okay, I've heard you say there's even some things you did not actually even say, because I know you mentioned about your presentation and your boss was fascinated how you were able to change so quickly. But thank you so much for sharing with us your experience. And you can see all the smile on Dipo's face. That's the way the training is. It's an opportunity for us to learn, and there are so many things to learn. One thing I'd just like to add that we also have mock interviews where you can call us and you can schedule your mock interview. And this is not going to be the end of our impact series. We're going to be having several other impact series, maybe once every quarter, where we bring our alumni to come and talk about how business analysis has changed their life or how they've applied it in their jobs. So I just want to use the opportunity to thank everyone. Quickly, I don't know if anyone has any quick question. We've exceeded our time, and that's because we had the up at the beginning. So I would really like to end the class. But if anybody has a quick question, so I can answer that question before we move on. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay.
Hello, Harry.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
it's not a question. When Mr. Ojo said he can't do 3 jobs, he didn't tell us he can't do 2 jobs. But again, I let that pass.
Oh, you're not being fair. I think when they cut you, that was a very smart.
There was a cut.
See. Oh, nice one, Louis. Nice one. Hello, Joy.
Okay. Hi, Harry. Good
Hello.
afternoon, everyone. Quick question that I'd like to ask my fellow alumni. We did quite a lot of the practical aspect of this training. For those who are already on the job, I haven't ventured into it yet, but honestly, I can't wait to venture into it, because I went into my natural career path, but it doesn't pay as well. And so I can't wait to go into BA and get that 6-figure income that everyone is so proud of. But the question I'd like to ask is, a lot of the things that we did, those practicums that we had in the class, the project, do you have to actually do them on the job? Because sometimes there's a lot said in class and what you see in real life is a bit different. So I just like someone to help me. Just, as a kind of prepping myself for that real world. Is it the same thing? Most of what we talk in class, is it what we do on the job?
Okay, Dipo, do you want to try that? I have a couple of
Yes,
people that can
yes,
try that
yes,
OENG
yeah,
for you as well.
yeah. So, Joy, so let me tell you guys, Ari's training, it's more intensive, more strenuous than the real job. The real job is not as difficult as the training, right? The real job is not as difficult as the training. When we were bugging Ari, teach us wireframe, teach us screen mockup, teach us how to use Figma. Ari was like, you will not use all these things at your place of work. And I can tell you right now, we're not even using it. Most of the thing that you use most is just maybe the flow chart, the swim lane diagrams, the swim lane diagram, the flow chart, and of course, eliciting requirements. But writing 500 pages of documentation, no, because most companies are agile now, right? For me, what I do is when I get the requirement from the stakeholders, I just translate it right to a functional requirement that the developer will understand, and I'll put it on the Azure board. And sometimes my boss will be like, you are writing too much. No, don't write this too much. We are agile. Don't write, you are writing too much, right? Which is now different from when I could not even write anything. There was a time I could not write anything. But now I can write a lot. They will know, no, you are even writing too much. So I can tell you that what you're going to see on the job is not as difficult on the training. So the training is more than enough to equip you for you to be able to perform very well at the job, on the job. Right. So if you do 3 weeks, 12 weeks, right? If you do 12 weeks, that's 3 months training on business analysis, full hands-on training with the project, right, that have been mentioned, and the project that have been mentioned, you are more than enough to go there. You can go and develop on yourself. You can now start develop. But don't let me lie to you. Since I graduated from marriage training, I've not gone back to watch any of the videos. I don't even have the need. The job is not that stressful. The job is not that stressful.
Thank you, Dipo, for that. The training videos are available to you. Dipo's own is still, everybody's own is still available. So
I've not gone back to it. I don't, it is when you don't even really understand that. Let me go and open this book again. What is SciPoc again? I've forgotten SciPoc. But no, it is just to build you, right? It's just going to build you. You can function so that when they are throwing some terminologies, I can tell you that there are some acronyms that they were throwing at work that I don't even understand. And when I came to study business analysis, okay, so this is the meaning of this acronym. These people have scammed me. So this is the meaning of this. I think it's a very big thing. The way they'll be throwing it around. I'll just be nodding my head in the meeting. Deep down inside me, I'll be thinking, I hope I'm not nodding myself out of this company very soon. So, but I would lie to you. It's very interesting, and this class is very, very interesting. I have my mates here, and they can tell you it's very, very interesting class. We don't even know when the 3 weeks was over. So you enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it.
No, I agree with you. The classes are very, very interesting and practical. So thanks for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy, for that question. Really appreciate that. And thanks, Dipo. You wants to also take a shot at that question.
Yeah, not really. Just to add to what Mr. Ujo said. Ari, you can remember when after a while I came to you and I said, this VCO diagramming, I'm not getting it. So I pleaded with you that we should meet in person, and we were trying to look at the central library or get a book. Unfortunately, we could not. But again, this was several years after I've left you. You still created time and we did it. And 2 years down the line that I've been working as a senior BA, I've not had any reason, absolutely not one, to start drawing a visual diagram myself. Not that I don't
Wow.
do it, not that I don't do it, but there's a function under Visio where you can actually put the step-by-step process on an Excel, upload it. So I'm just lending credence to the fact that what Ari is going to eventually take people through is the fundamentals. But it's good to know it basically, right? Because you can't be too sure during interview. You can be told to actually draw or do that. But the actual job itself, I don't see it that being rigorous as much as what people will go through. Remember when I went and I started when Jane, Okpa, and some other people were doing their presentation, I said these people will take my job because I know I don't put so much effort to what I deliver, and I saw what they did basically, right? So there's no doubt as to being, if one is fortunate to pass through your course, it's an all-rounder. And organizations differ. Like what Mr. Okpa was saying, where I work, we have a full-fledged quality assurance team that does the writing test cases. I'm not involved in writing test cases or quality assurance and all what, right? So some organizations, you wear several hats. Some you just be fortunate that you are just handling something very small out of the major piece of end-to-end process of our project. So basically, all I'm saying is, if one is able to persevere and join in the group work that needed to be done, right?
Yes.
There's absolutely no doubt that one will excel at work at the workplace. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you for that. And the training is quite comprehensive. We delve into a lot of things from data to modeling to process improvement to solution delivery to governance. There's a lot to delve into. And the reason is because we want to cover as many grounds. We might not go, actually, we go deep, even for each one of them. But some organizations, you might never be asked to do mock-ups. Since I've been working as a BA, I've never done a mock-up. The only mock-ups I've done is for my students. And there are some other people, that's all they do. Like Dipo does test cases. Oye doesn't do test cases. It's not that they can't do it. They can do it, but every organization is different. So, but the point is that we are a lot more rigorous than what you will see when you start working. And that's one thing I try to encourage my students. Apply. There's no harm in applying. Nobody's going to beat you to apply. You apply, and I believe what you already have is good enough to get you a job, and a good job for that matter. Now, I have other alumni that are here, but I'm going to bring them later, not today, because if I bring them now, we're going to be here for a very long time. So my other alumni, I really, really apologize. But we plan just for 3 people to speak today. I will bring you up. This is just series 1 of our impact. What is that slide? Of our impact series or impact stories. We'll have many more, and I'm going to be bringing you. Quickly, let me just say that we have a webinar next Saturday on agile modeling. So please tell your friends. And what we want to do there is that how do you marry the agile methodology with the benefit of creating models or creating pictures or creating diagrams, whatever you want to call it, and what are the special modeling techniques that you can apply into the agile modeling that will make into agile that will make your life a lot easier. And there are a lot of modeling techniques, a lot you can use in agile, but I'll just go through a few and give us an example. So that will be happening on Saturday, same time. If you can invite your friends, that would be awesome. Also, you can talk to people about the training, the 12-week training. We are starting on the 28th of this month. Anyone that registers before then, you get a 25% discount. And if you also, and one thing I didn't have here, if you have a referral, you can also refer people, and you also get your referral bonus. So you get your referral bonus if you refer people. Just let me know. Give me a call. Most of you have my number. Give me a call, and I'll let you know exactly how to get that. So without saying much, I want to thank you.
Ari, sorry, there's a question. I
Is a
think you should have read
question?
it. Yes.
I am so sorry. Okay, I
Can I
can't
read
see
it? Okay, said, hi, Harry. Can someone what sound technical background join this training?
Yes, so I think that question was from Edu. Edu, do you mean that can someone with sound technical background join? Yes. And why did I say so? Dipo is a practical example. He's a very technical person, but he had that gap, that business analysis gap, understanding business problem, and until he can provide solution, but understanding the problem, and that's one key part of business analysis. And he came, he learned about elicitation, he learned about chat sessions. As a technical person, you don't care whether stakeholders are disagreeing, but in the training, will tell you when stakeholders begin to disagree, how do you manage them? How do you get consensus? What are the things that you can put in place? Not just at the point where the problem exists, but before the problem or just about when the project is starting, so that everybody knows that if you have a challenge, this is the process that you're going to take. And that is where the chat session comes in. So you are very correct. If you have technical background, you can attend. We'll explain to you. If you don't have technical background, you can attend. We'll show you exactly what the technicalities of business analysis is. For our training, you don't need to have a master's in statistics. You don't need to have a master's in mathematics. You don't need to have a coding experience. You don't need to Java. You just come as you are. Whether you know Java or you don't know Java, just come as you are. Business analysis. My wife always accused me that I make business analysis sound so simple, but it's actually simple. So my job is to simplify it and to help you also become the way that you want to really become. So that's that. I think that I've answered all the questions, and I really think we should end the class now. I will schedule another one, and we'll talk about other things. I want to appreciate everyone from Okpe for presenting, also Dipo and our lovely lady today, Jane, for presenting. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all the hard work that you put into making those slides. They were not easy. It's one thing to have the concept, another thing to create a slide that shows what you want to say. That is another kettle of fish, and that was what Tipo was talking about. So I really want to appreciate you. And for every other person here, oh yeah, I really appreciate you for joining. Joy, thank you. You made this a lot fun. Kemi, I know you didn't say much, but Kemi is always here with us. Keep all the thank you so much. Yemi, great to have you here. Great to have you. I wasn't expecting to see you, so I really want to say thank you. Farah, it was Farah Adele that made a comment. Thank you so much for joining. Edo, I'll give you a call when we are done with the training. Ikodi, thank you for joining. Yewande, don't worry, you're going to speak one of these days. You are supposed to be one of you that we talk. Fatima, Ola, thank you. And Ola, thank you for joining. I want to appreciate all of you, and I wish you a very good weekend. We're going to post this on our YouTube page, so you get to share it. I guess you're in our mailing list, so you should get that email when it is uploaded on our YouTube. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very, very lovely weekend. And if you have any issues or any questions, just send an email to info@NineTech, and you can request for my number, and we can chat and we can talk. Thank you so much, and say bye-bye to you.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you.